You wake up to the sound of footsteps. Not one or two, but hundreds, then thousands moving all at once. Stone streets echo beneath sandals, striking the ground in every direction. Wooden shutters creak open above narrow alleys as the city begins to breathe. Voices rise from below, overlapping, competing, filling the air with noise before the sun has fully climbed into the sky. You smell bread before you see it. Smoke drifts upward from ovens already burning, mixing with dust in the sharp scent of animals. Somewhere nearby, a merchant shouts prices, repeating the same words he has shouted every morning for years. You are not dreaming. You are standing inside Rome, at the height of its power. This is not a story about emperors, generals, or famous battles. It is not about marble statues or legends carved into stone. It is not the Rome remembered by history books. This is a single, ordinary day, a day that feels completely normal to the people living it, a day inside the greatest city the ancient world had ever seen. It is around the year 100 AD. Rome is home to more than 1 million people. No city on earth has ever been this large. No city has ever concentrated this much power, wealth, and movement into one place. From above, rooftops stretch endlessly in every direction, broken only by temples and monuments rising above the crowd. From below, the streets feel impossibly tight, packed with bodies, carts, animals, and voices all fighting for space. And this morning, like every morning, Rome is already awake. As the sun rises higher, warm light spills across tiled roofs and stone walls. Inside tall apartment buildings, families wake together, not by choice, but by necessity. These buildings rise several stories high, stacked tightly against one another, blocking light and trapping sound. One room holds everything a family owns. Beds are folded away or pushed into corners. Belongings are stacked carefully against the walls. There is little space to move, and even less privacy. Parents rise first. Children follow soon after, rubbing sleep from their eyes. There is no running water here, no private kitchens, no quiet mornings. Water must be collected from public fountains, often several streets away. Food must be prepared quickly, using what little space is available. Every task requires effort. Every task requires leaving the room. Outside, staircases creak as people descend into the street below. The higher you live, the poorer you usually are. Those on the top floors climb down carefully, knowing that a fall could mean injury, or worse. Work cannot wait. Below the apartment blocks, the streets are already crowded. Bakers pull bread from stone ovens, their arms dusted white with flour. The smell spreads quickly, cutting through smoke and sweat. People line up early, hoping food will not run out. Merchants arrange goods brought from far away. Olive oil from Hispania, wine from Gaul, grain from Egypt. Rome feeds itself by drawing resources from the entire empire. Donkeys push forward, guided by shouts and sticks. Wooden carts scrape against stone, wheels catching in uneven gaps. Messages move from mouth to mouth faster than feet can carry them. Rumors travel even faster than truth. Rome does not ease into the morning. In these narrow streets, space is precious. Buildings press close together, blocking wind and trapping heat. People live above shops, above workshops, above taverns that never fully close. Sounds carry easily through thin walls and open windows. Entire families share small rooms stacked high above the ground. The higher you live, the longer your climb, and the greater the danger. Fires spread quickly in these buildings. Collapses are not uncommon. Everyone knows the risk, but few have a choice. Privacy is rare. You hear arguments that are not yours. You hear laughter from strangers. You smell meals you cannot afford and smoke you cannot escape. Life presses in from every direction. Footsteps never stop. Voices overlap constantly. Somewhere nearby, metal strikes metal as a craftsman begins his work. A dog barks. A child cries. A cart rattles past, splashing water and filth from the street onto the stones. This city never truly sleeps. As the morning continues, the movement of people begins to shift. Narrow alleys feed into wider streets. Crowds flow like water, guided by habit rather than planning. Everyone seems to know where they are going. Even if they have never thought about why, the flow pulls inward, toward open spaces, toward public life, toward the heart of Rome, toward the Forum. The streets leading there grow wider, the buildings taller and more imposing. Stone replaces brick. Decoration replaces function. The noise does not fade, but it changes. Conversations grow louder. Arguments become more deliberate. The crowd feels heavier, more focused. You can feel it before you see it. You are approaching the center of the city. The Forum opens before you like a wide stone stage. This is where Rome speaks to itself. Crowds gather beneath towering columns and marble facades. The buildings here are larger, brighter, and deliberately intimidating. This is not a place built for comfort. It is built for authority. Men stop to listen as a speaker raises his voice. Some pay close attention. Others pretend not to care, even as they lean closer. Words matter here. Decisions made in this space can change lives far beyond the city walls. Arguments break out openly. Politics in Rome is not quiet. It is public, loud, and personal. Accusations are shouted. Applause erupts suddenly. Laughter cuts through tense moments. Justice is performed here, not hidden. Trials are watched like entertainment. Verdicts are announced before crowds that judge as harshly as any magistrate. Reputation can be built or destroyed in a single afternoon. Nearby, business never stops. Wealth moves hand to hand beneath the colonnades. Deals are whispered quickly, eyes scanning the crowd for rivals or witnesses. Rome's economy breathes through conversations like these. Statues of long-dead leaders stand above it all. Their stone faces watch silently as new men compete for influence. The past is always present here, reminding everyone that power in Rome is temporary. The noise never truly fades. It shifts, swells, and breaks apart, only to reform again. This is not chaos. It is routine. This is how the empire governs itself, and everyone knows that what happens here will echo far beyond the square. Just beyond the Forum, the presence of the gods becomes impossible to ignore. Temples rise above the streets, their steps worn smooth by generations of feet. Columns stretch upward, drawing the eye away from the crowd and toward the sky. These spaces demand attention, even from those who do not believe. People pause as they pass. Some leave small offerings. Others whisper prayers meant only for divine ears. Religion in Rome is not private. It is woven into daily movement, into habit, into fear. Gods are not distant here. They are neighbors. They are watchers. Ignoring them feels dangerous. As you move through the city, the scale of Rome becomes clearer. Streets open suddenly into vast spaces. Stone structures dwarf the people passing beneath them. Every monument is designed to remind you where you are and who rules this world. Then the Colosseum appears again, closer now. Its walls rise impossibly high, curving around an empty interior that will soon hold tens of thousands of voices. Even when silent, it feels alive, as if waiting. On fighting days, crowds will pour through its entrances before dawn. Vendors will sell food. Bets will be placed. Lives will be lost for entertainment. But today it stands as a symbol, a statement made of stone. Rome builds nothing small. Water flows endlessly nearby, carried by aqueducts that stretch across the landscape like veins. Fountains spill into basins where people gather, talk, and cool themselves. Clean water keeps the city alive, something few other cities can claim. Roads extend outward from Rome in every direction, straight, durable, unyielding. They connect the city to the farthest edges of the empire. Rome does not just rule land, it controls movement itself. By midday, the heat settles heavily over the city. Stone absorbs the sun. The air grows thick. Movement slows as shadows shrink beneath buildings. Work pauses where it can, not out of comfort, but necessity. This is when the bathhouses begin to fill. From the outside, they look like ordinary stone buildings. Inside, they are alive. Steam rolls through high-ceilinged rooms. Water splashes against marble. Voices bounce off walls and mix together. Bathhouses are not just places to clean the body. They are places to connect. Men gather here daily. They talk. They argue. They listen. Business is discussed between pools. Agreements are made casually as if by accident. News spreads faster here than anywhere else in the city. Friendships are formed in warm water. Rivalries sharpen. Status is quietly measured by who belongs and who does not. Nearby, children run through alleyways, chasing one another between shadows. They invent games from nothing. Stones become toys. Sticks become swords. They move easily through crowds raised by noise and chaos. Soldiers return from patrol, armor dusty, posture confident. Merchants count coins in shaded corners. Craftsmen close their shops briefly to escape the heat. And beneath all of this, unseen by most, slaves carry the weight of the empire. They clean the floors, they carry water, they prepare food. They move silently through spaces where others feel free. Rome is magnificent, but it is unequal. Its greatness rests on countless lives that will never be remembered, even as they hold the city together. As the sun lowers, Rome changes. Oil lamps flicker to life across the city, one by one, replacing daylight with warm points of fire. Shadows stretch and merge. The streets glow softly, but darkness never fully disappears. Taverns grow loud. Music drifts into the open air. Laughter spills into the streets, mixing with arguments and the clatter of cups. For some, the night brings freedom. For others, it brings risk. Darkness makes crime easier. Pickpockets move smoothly through crowds. Fights break out in narrow alleys where no one is watching. Night hides many things, and Rome accepts this as part of life. But fire is the greatest fear. In a city packed tightly with wood, fabric, and people, one spark can erase entire neighborhoods. Everyone remembers past disasters. Everyone knows how quickly flame can spread. Night watchmen move carefully through the streets, listening more than looking. Buckets of water stand ready. Hooks hang nearby, meant to pull burning buildings down before fire can jump. Rome has burned before, and it can burn again. Slowly the noise fades. Taverns close, streets empty, footsteps become rare. The city finally rests. Not because it is finished, but because tomorrow it will begin all over again. The same streets, the same sounds, the same lives. Unaware of what centuries will bring, unaware of collapse, unaware of memory. This was one ordinary day inside Rome. Not a legend, not a myth, just life as it was lived. This is a day inside history, and this is only the beginning. Which city should we step into next?